Como podéis averiguar por el logo que tengo a mi espalda, estamos en el stand de 2K, donde hemos venido a ver la expansión de XCOM Enemy Unknown, en este caso XCOM Enemy Within, y hemos podido probar la demo que nos han puesto, hacer un hands-on y también hablar con uno de los desarrolladores y entrevistarle sobre el tema. Sabéis que os voy a explicar un poquito antes de pasar al inglés, porque sobre todo el mío no lo vais a entender porque es horrible, así que os voy a contar un poco. Nada, me ha contado... Pues sabéis que son los desarrolladores de sagas como Civilization en PC. Entonces, nada, me ha contado que ellos querían hacer juegos de estrategia, les gustan los juegos de estrategia y llevarlos a consola era algo que les atraía muchísimo, sobre todo porque había muchos fans deseando ese tipo de juegos, cosa que ha sido luego correcta y cierta y tuvieron toda la razón ahí. Entonces, le he preguntado un poquito por las consolas de nueva generación, si creía que también podían expandir ahí el hacer juegos de estrategia. Me ha dicho que lo que pretenden con este contenido es expandir, pero que por ahora lo de las consolas de nueva generación, pues, oye, ya se verá. También me ha hablado un poquito de todo lo que va a traer esta nueva expansión, que en este caso va a ser tanto contenido para la campaña solitaria como para el multijugador. El contenido de la campaña solitaria, vamos, se va a adaptar al multijugador. Se han hecho ecos de muchas de las peticiones de los fans. Una cosa muy graciosa que me ha parecido es que han añadido una customización ya no solo del aspecto como tenían ahora, sino que han añadido una customización de la voz. Entonces, en cualquier lenguaje tú puedes ver diferentes acentos, puedes ponerle el lenguaje que quieras a tu personaje, inclusive. Un añadido bastante interesante cuando los oyes hablar a cada uno pues con un acento diferente, bastante chulo. Luego también tenemos nuevos enemigos y tenemos nuevos soldados. Pues tenemos un soldado que es un tanque, hace mucho daño, tiene un gran blindaje, se puede aproximar a un enemigo y dar un golpe cinético para derruirle. Luego tenemos unos francotiradores que aparte tienen modificadas las piernas genéticamente, entonces pueden alcanzar lugares muy altos, lugares a los que antes no se podían alcanzar y desde ahí realizar un disparo certero. Bueno, tenemos bastantes opciones que añadirán horas seguro de diversión a los que os gusta, como yo sé que sois bastantes, XCOM Enemy Unknown. Estamos aquí en el stand de 2K y vamos a hacer unas cuantas preguntas a un desarrollador de XCOM, el nuevo XCOM Enemy Within. Hi. Well, I'm going to ask you a few questions. You have done a lot of strategy games in PC.
Yes.
So.
Rest is known for that. Yeah, we love making strategy games.
That's the question. What makes you do a strategy game on consoles? It's rare, really.
Well, precisely for that reason, we thought there's a hunger there, that the consoles have this underserved audience, perhaps, in strategy games. And we were very pleased with the response to XCOM on the consoles, so we were very happy to try to do Enemy Within on the consoles as well.
So you want to do more strategy games for the next generation consoles?
Well, so Enemy Within expands a core game that shipped on Xbox 360 and on PlayStation 3, and so that's what we're supporting with XCOM Enemy Within. But when it comes to next-gen stuff, that's a decision for down the road, right?
Well, okay. And what kind of new abilities we are going to see on our soldiers?
So the soldiers, we're adding two major new approaches for improving your soldiers in XCOM Enemy Within. There's cybernetic soldiers. The mech trooper is a new soldier class with a whole new training tree and the ability to wear the mech suit. The mech suit is customizable, so you can unlike so in XCOM Enemy Unknown, the armor was all the same as one another. If you have an Archangel suit, it's the same as other Archangel suits. But the mech suit, you can customize every time it upgrades. You choose a different tactical system, like a flamethrower or a power fist, kinetic strike module, and these. It was fun, wasn't it? And you ended like punching the sectoid, and that, and so you can customize these to fit your playstyle. And then the other way is with Genetics Lab. You can have your soldiers be genetically modified. And this gives, these modifications will become available through your alien autopsy research. So as you research different alien corpses, you can figure out how their bodies work and maybe adapt some of their powers, their abilities. And you can, so your soldiers can gain access to these very otherworldly kind of abilities.
So we are going to see new content on the single player game and the multiplayer?
Yes, both. So almost everything that we are adding to the single player is supported in multiplayer. We are also adding more multiplayer maps, so we are adding 8 new multiplayer maps onto the, well, we had 5, so more than double the multiplayer maps. And we are, in addition to some game balancing stuff, some point fixing, things like that, we are also adding offline squad editing, so players now don't have to be online, logged into the lobby in order to mess around with their squad configurations. Much easier to get into a multiplayer match. I think people will really, that was one of the big fan requests, and people wanted that. And so, and we were very pleased to be able to deliver on that. And then in single player, yes, it is like other Firaxis expansion packs. It adds a lot of new stuff to the single player. New soldiers, new weapons, items, enemies, all sorts of different things.
Can you tell us a little bit more about the enemies?
So the Mechtoid is the sectoid in a power suit. He is very, very angry about what you were doing to his friends in the early game, and now he is back in a power suit and ready to fight. He's a very dangerous enemy, and when he is mind merged by one of his sectoid brethren, he gains a psi shield, which absorbs damage, absorbs a lot of damage. So he's a very tough, dangerous enemy.
So it's going to these new enemies are going to be quite difficult.
Yeah. I think we are definitely adding the enemies in ways to sort of enhance the difficulty of the game and to provide new challenges to the player.
And why do expansion of the game now?
Well, this is about when we would do expansions. We like to let the game come out and then see what fans think, see how they're playing it, see what to do, and then we like to come out with an expansion the next year. That's not always. It varies some, but this it made a lot of sense to do an expansion pack for XCOM since we definitely felt like there was a lot we could add, especially when we have a really strong idea for an expansion. Enemy Within is a very strong idea for an expansion, and so a lot of ideas fit within that and were packaged together very well, I think, and so I think they'll all fit together nicely.
That takes me to my last question. Are we going to see more content on XCOM The Bureau?
On XCOM.
On the next XCOM game.
Oh, well, we have a lot of ideas about what to do next. For Axis, everybody is always sharing ideas about what to do, and so when we discuss things with 2K, we'll figure out what to do next. But right now, we haven't announced anything about the next step.
I like it a lot. I think people will like it very much.
I hope so. I think we are really adding a lot of stuff. We've added, in addition to all the new things that we've added new fan service features. Did you notice the localized languages? The fact that your Spanish soldiers can speak Spanish now, French soldiers can speak French. In fact, anybody, they can all speak languages, but now XCOM feels like a really international game.
They have different languages and accents. It's different.
That's right. The languages are now soldier customization. So you've always been able to add customization options. Change the hair, change the armor decoration, face, and so forth. But now language is an option. And we've also added customization options for the mechs and for the genetically modified soldiers. They have their own customization options and patterns and so forth. And I think players will really enjoy decking them out in the way that they find fun.
I think they will. Well, that was really interesting. Thank you for everything.
Thanks for having me.